It is Frankie v. Tati and our special guest today, Miss Bonfyre.
Yeah.
Do people call you Miss Bonfyre, the Bonfyre, Bonfyre?
You know what? I feel like it's to each his own because I introduce myself as the Bonfyre.
Yeah.
The Bonfyre.
But they label it like Bon or Bonbon or Bonfire.
I'm gonna take a step back, and we've been checking out your new music. We know you're from Atlanta, but we don't know a whole lot about the Bonfyre. So let's start with that. How did you get that name? How does somebody come up with that name?
The Bonfire. So
Unless that's your given name, like mom and dad, you popped out the womb.
Yep, that's what they gave me. No, that'd be dope though. But no, it's crazy because I'm actually from Massachusetts.
That's right.
Okay.
Can't understand that. What part of Mass?
Chicopee.
I know. Well, I grew up in Framingham
Oh, okay.
and lived a bit of time in Medford as well.
Okay.
Do you know where Springfield is?
Of course, I was working in Hartford, Connecticut before I came to San Diego, so I know it well.
Boom. See, you're already my favorite. 'Cause I feel like, when I say Chicopee, they're like, what's a Chicopee? I'm like,
Yeah, just say
That's me
Western
right
Mass.
now.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you just have to say Boston because then people's like, oh, okay,
Okay.
Massachusetts.
It's funny. I always say Boston too. I grew up 15 miles west, but it's like Hawaii. Tati says she's from Hawaii.
I always
Yeah.
say I'm from Hawaii.
But if you were to
yeah.
ever say like the exact part of the island you're from, people are like,
Yeah.
what is that? I don't get it.
You
Yeah.
never specify.
So Chicopee, how the out of Chicopee, how did the Bonfire happen? I mean, because now I
Right.
feel like, is it geographically like centered around Chicopee or?
No, so I mean, that's where I'm from, like, and it's not really a huge music place. It's not like going to New York.
It's Basketball Hall of Fame's in Springfield. That's all it's known for in that area.
Exactly. And the Hukilau, which I'll touch base. You know you heard of the Hukilau?
No.
Oh, dang.
The
I'm gonna be
Hukilau is a
super-
Hawaiian term, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I know I'm dancing around where the Bonfire came from, but I'm gonna tell
Dance
you. I
all
promise.
you want. Dance. We'll bring it back. Don't
I
worry.
promise. No, but so I was actually raised by my stepfather, and he's Polynesian. He's from Samoa.
Oh, okay.
So the Hukilau, like, that's really where I got like my start as far as like performing and singing and stuff like that.
Hold on real quick. So Tati's from Hawaii. You know what the Hukilau is? Because I have no
Hukilau,
idea what
yes.
this is.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Hukilau is like a show. It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
It's a Polynesian show.
When we were at Aulani in Hawaii, is that what we watched?
No, they didn't have a Hukilau there
Okay.
at Aulani, but like places like PCC, Polynesian Cultural Center, will have it in Hawaii.
Okay.
They have I think it's called Jerome's, or maybe it's, gosh, I'm totally messing up. Jermaine's Luau.
How's it?
Jermaine's Luau
Show
will
me one
have
more time.
it.
How's it go?
Anyway, but Hamo, you got Hamo pride because your stepdad's Samoan and
Yeah.
all that. So it makes sense what she's saying now,
Got
because
it.
as soon as she said that her stepdad's Samoan, Bonfire clicked automatically. But go ahead and you tell the story because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So that's like the cultural, like, I got a lot of culture from just being raised by, like, I was around my Polynesian side most growing up. So
I'm actually really shocked to hear that there's Samoans in Chicopee.
It's crazy.
I had no idea, honestly, growing up
And
in
they
Mass.
doing the Hukilau
I had
out
no
there?
idea.
What?
When I go back for the holidays to Framingham, I'm going to have to go check out Chicopee's
Listen, though,
Samoan
but
population.
the sad thing is that, so this restaurant been up for 50 years, and my aunt and uncle own the Polynesian show, but they actually just closed it down like a couple months ago. They had like a huge grand close down
Finale, yeah.
for it. Because it was just so special to us and like really to the town, because the Hukilau was like a big deal. Like, if anyone was to ask me like, oh, what do you do like for fun when you go to Chicopee, I would say the Hukilau.
Right.
Just because
Awesome.
that's the only live thing that's there.
Right.
But no, so that's like really where I got my start, like doing music. And
So you would dance around a bonfire? Is that where the bonfire came from?
no.
Am I picking up this now?
No, but the Bonfire came from when I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
When I first started doing music, people would always ask me like what I wanted my music to sound like, and I would always describe it as a bonfire. Like I would just say that because the feeling I got, like that's how I felt.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when they would ask me, they'd be like, oh, okay, like they would get it. But when I would describe it to them, because it's like, when you're at a bonfire, it always feels good. It's always like a good time. You can be with your friends, your family. You can be on the beach, in the woods, at your auntie's house. It don't matter. It's always like good vibes, and it's always like welcome. And I kind of wanted my music to,
Have that feel.
Have that feel, like relate to people in that way. Like I wanted, and most importantly, to make like timeless music because and mark memories. Because I marked so many memories at a bonfire. You know, like that's what you do there. So. But most importantly, to make timeless music and mark people's memories.
And you got the name The Bonfire now, so you drop an EP called Ready to Love, and here you are at a radio station.
Yeah.
So, you know, San Diego culture is, we bonfire. I had a bonfire birthday 2 years ago. I mean, that's what we do. And I totally get what you're saying with it's the feel. It's the moment. Everyone's happy. Yeah. Maybe they're drinking. Maybe they bust out the guitar.
Maybe
people
they smoking some Chiba.
Acoustics. Whatever. But I get what you're saying. And that's what you want people to gravitate towards the name The Bonfire and you as an artist. So let me ask you this. You know, people will compare you. And so I'm glad that you're saying the reason why you got your name The Bonfire and the feel that you want people to have when they think of you as an artist and your music. People will compare you to others. Is it annoying to hear that? Because I tell you what, I've been a radio personality almost 20 years now. And if anyone ever says, oh, she sounds like some well-known radio host, I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, God, I'm trying to make my own lane here. I don't want to sound like anyone.
But on the flip side, is it a compliment? Because if somebody's successful, right, man, you sound just like boom. It's
Very
like,
true.
You think so? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very true.
No, and I feel like when people compare me, it's humbling because, you know, especially if it's someone that I was listening to growing up or just, you know, someone that I've watched, you know, I never really get offended when people compare me.
Top 3 comparisons you get.
Like as far as like sound or look?
Everything. Both.
She's like, I'm sure look and sound is both.
I'm going to go with look. I'll guess. Tori Kelly.
Yes.
Yes, you get that, right?
I get that, yeah.
I was going to say Taylor Dayne, but then I date myself, right? I love the big curly blonde hair. Like totally Taylor Dayne vibes.
Yeah, and I get like Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Like, you're serving Mariah Carey hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's a legend. So.
Yeah, you know?
And Tori Kelly, she's a phenomenal singer. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
I'm with it. I'm with the comparisons. But, I mean, music-wise, I haven't really got, like, they'll throw me in, like, the her category, but not really much comparison. I feel like people always kind of describe my sound as distinct. Yeah. But relatable, you know what I mean? So...
And when it comes to artists, what artists do you compare yourself to? Like, when you look at where you are now, where you want to get to, who are the artists that you try to compare yourself to?
That inspired.
Yeah.
Inspired me. Dang. It's so many because, like, I just love, well, obviously I love music, but I love vocalists. So definitely Mariah Carey, definitely Christina Aguilera, Beyonce, Aretha Franklin. There's like, but like growing up, I got like a lot of different sounds because my dad, he was big on like the Whispers, the Temptation, the Commodores, Al Green, and then my mom was listening to Lisa and the Cult Jam and Kiss and Nirvana and just like, you know, and Madonna, like a whole bunch of like different ranges and styles of music. Like I took that as a kid, like even like my dad, like Polynesian music is like reggae, so like I guess that's where I got like my twang, like the way my soul swings, I describe it. But then my older cousins, they were listening, which I was always around my older cousins, and they were listening to, you know, 702, Aaliyah, what else? Tweet, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is like love. That's definitely
Tati's a big fan. She was actually in town last week, and we had to do a broadcast from Disneyland. And it's so funny because Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, and everyone wants to be there. In the studio, Tati's like, but I mean,
I didn't want to sound ungrateful and be like, man, like, you know, I don't want to go to Disneyland, because I did want to go to Disneyland, but I really wanted to see Lauryn Hill because she really is such an influential, she's a force. I mean, that Miseducation that's the only thing that she dropped, and still till today we hold on to that like it's the Bible, you know. So that's cool that you listen to those artists. Let me ask you something. You said you hung out with your cousins. I asked more personal. I'm sorry, I asked more personal. You said Samoan, I was like, all right, I can vibe with the Samoan.
we cousins.
We cousins now. So, you know, you said you hung out with your cousins a lot, being that was your stepfather. You meant cousins from his heritage. So did they have to protect you? Because you're cute, and I mean, more than cute. She's beautiful. Look at her. I hate when people say cute is like an insult. It's not. She's beautiful, right? And imagine like you're this beautiful girl, and your cousins, they gotta protect you. Was that something that you had to deal with? Like,
it's funny because I was always growing up, I definitely was the only white one, obviously.
I wasn't going to say all that, but I'm glad she did. Because you're a white girl. I mean, in Polynesian culture, the light-skinned white girl is going to get some flag in the Polynesian world.
I never really, I guess I didn't experience... I was cool with everybody. Yeah. And like, even though I was lighter, they never treated me like I wasn't family, because it was like I was a baby when he raised me. So it was like blood couldn't make me any more closer or make them any more of my family, you know? So, but yeah, I definitely had some older cousins that protected me growing up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I was very quiet, like, to myself, so I wasn't really a troublemaker. I was more so a peacemaker. I'm still to this day. I'm a Libra, and that's what we do. We are peacemakers, lovers, and that's really my spirit. So I didn't really have any issues growing up unless they was hating. Unless girls was hating, but even then, I always kind of just stayed to myself and really family oriented. I didn't really go out much. I stayed home. If I went out, it would be with my older cousins or my cousins, and then
And what do they think about you now that you're torn and
did
doing
any family
music?
It's really just it's still surreal to me, because it feels like it happened so quick. And it's like they always say like they knew like that I was gonna be this, because I've been chasing it for so long, and it's been in me. It's never really been like a chore. It's always been something I've done, music and just being what I am like today. But I guess they're still in shock like me. Just like, wow, like you're actually doing it. But it just feels... Is
it scary? Is any of this scary? Is any of the attention and the where you could be in 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, does it ever like... Is it scary to you? Because, you know, a lot of your time is not going to be your time after a while, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
You hear Rihanna giving advice to people saying, sleep
more, yeah.
But you're out here grinding. You got to grind, right?
Yeah, it definitely is a grind. And I guess, like, see, like, right now, this is my first, like, promo tour, so to say. So I'm still getting my feet wet, but it's you really have no breaks. Like, it's... I would say what was scary to me was just kind of branching off and being by myself, because I'm so close to my family, and I'm always used to being around them. So just not being like with my mom or, you know, my family, I feel like that's the scariest part for me. But it's fun. Like, I'm embracing this. Like, this is fun to me. Like, instead of looking at it like, I'm tired, or dang, I need this, and that. It's more so like, okay, what's next? Let's go. Like, I feel prepared and just ready to
Here's a comparison. You're like the Polynesian Selena. You know how she used to sing in restaurants and like entertain, and then she went with her family, and then now she had to break off and she was Selena on her own.
So
you got discovered, and now you got the music out
L.A.
there. Like,
Reid.
L.A. Reid finds you. Like, how does L.A. Reid, like, that name, like,
it's a cosign of all cosigns. Right?
You see his name and it's like, and he finds you. How does that happen?
I'd be scared just off that.
That's definitely, that is what scared me. I was telling somebody, I was like, you know, he still feels like not real to me. Like, even when I talk to him, it's just like, but he's such a beautiful person. He's so welcoming, and he always is. He makes me feel comfortable. Like, he doesn't ever make you feel like that, you know, but I'm just like, yo, like, I'm in your flesh. Like, it's still surreal.
Right,
like
it's
LA
Reid.
Yeah, but I mean, so actually, I'm gonna speed up my little process. I was describing it earlier, but how I got founded, like, when I went to Atlanta from Chicopee, my manager currently, he is actually close with Raphael Sadiq. So Raphael Sadiq manages me as well, like co-manages me, but
that's another name.
Before I went to Atlanta, I had, you know, I was just doing, like I said, local music in Chicopee, not really doing much. I didn't have no original songs. I just was like kind of just singing, like doing covers and remixing it. That's like what I love to do. But I ended up getting a call from this like promoter / club owner, and he was like, yo, I seen a video online, I think you're really dope, do you want to come perform for this, open up for this girl in Harlem, New York? And I was like super excited because that was like the first time I would ever like be outside of Chicopee and singing. Even though I didn't have my own music, I was like, okay, this is gonna be dope. So me and my mom went out there, just me and her, and I ended up doing the show, and I kind of like blew the girl out the water. And I didn't mean to, but there was like label reps in the room. I didn't even know who was in there, but the guy ended up dropping my name to my manager currently, and he was like, I got this girl, you need to check her out. And he was like, I manage her. I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I didn't even know him at all. So my manager was like, okay. And so he ended up checking me out, and like I said, he's really good friends, like close with Raphael Sadiq. They're both from Oakland. So then I ended up getting a message from Raphael on Twitter, and I was like, this is not real, like, no. And he was just messaging me saying like, I think you're amazing, I want to meet you. And the next day, literally, they flew me out. I had a meeting in Atlanta, and I was waiting for like a whole year until I actually went out to Atlanta. But after that year, I went out to Atlanta, and I was like grinding for 4 years straight, kind of like developing myself as an artist, working with Raphael, and just trying to find like who I was and how I wanted to present myself to the world. And I didn't even put no music out at all, but I had enough music to make like 5 albums. Seriously. And wow. Then I just kind of threw up a cover on SoundCloud, which was to Lauryn Hill's song "Sweetest Thing." I did my own thing, and it was getting, noticed. I was getting noticed by people, and people were like really messing with it. And that's when I started getting reached out to from labels.
So you said 4 years in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. It's almost like how country music will go to Nashville and kind of hone in on their craft, right? So those 4 years, are you writing? What are you doing those whole 4 years?
Just like working on my craft, writing, working with a couple people, not really many, and just growing.
How do you pay bills during that time?
Before I went, for that whole year, before I went to Atlanta, I was saving up. When I was in Chicopee, I was saving up because I knew I was gonna go. But I was flying back and forth, honestly, from Atlanta to Chicopee, and I was still working. I was honestly working at Olive Garden.
Nice.
Serving breadsticks. I was a waitress.
So I like that story because, it's like that come up.
Salad and breadsticks.
Everybody sees it come up like, overnight celebrity. This is like, it's many years in the working. You're serving salads and breadsticks while you're chasing your dream.
Yeah, I had 2 jobs, actually. I was working at Olive Garden, and I was working at this company, but I was the secretary for like where all the trucks came in. I would like talk to the truck drivers and take their loads and all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely a grind having to deal with stinky truck drivers. I'm like, I thought, if you ever want to think about something miserable, I give it to truck drivers. I'm like, man.
You ever see those things you can make X, Y, Z money, and it's like, but your life is on the road. You're pulled over at rest stops to take a power nap, and you got to drive somewhere.
Like, man, you guys, I know why you guys are frustrated when you come to my window. Right. And, but yeah, so that's what I was doing, and just kind of flying back and forth. But once I got that call from LA, was the second label to reach out to me, and that's literally all I took after I met with LA. It just was home to me. I knew that's where I was supposed to be, and that's all she wrote, and I'm here now.
And your new single, which is, getting that radio push now. Talk to us about that.
Ready to Love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you in a relationship? Are you really ready to love? Are you too busy to be loving right now?
You know what? During the time of the recording process of Ready to Love, my EP, I was in a relationship. And how I talk about it on my project is like, I feel like no one ever talks about being in love and being heartbroken at the same time. Like, it's either like you're heartbroken or you're just in love. But me, I was in love but hurt at the same time. Like, you're being hurt by this person, and X, Y, and Z, and all these crazy things are going on, but it's like, damn, I still, like, you're the only one I want. Like, you're the only one I see. But that's pretty much what it's about. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to my music. Like, I really do. Like, if you want to know anything about me, just listen to my songs.
So every girl is going to probably play Ready to Love on repeat, because what you just said is, like, literally, I remember them all that I felt where it was You're in Love and Heartbroken at the same time, because you know it's not your... You know it's not your forever, you know, but you want it to be so bad that you're holding on, knowing that
Why do girls do that? Why do girls sit in these relationships that suck? Because
let's ask the Bonfyre, because I already know why I did it. Let's ask her, because
I'll tell you
I know
as a
the
dude,
answer,
right? Because you know I see so many girls that are in bad relationships, and like that guy is a D-bag.
Why do we
but
do this?
Stay on them.
I mean, I feel like, you know, because I feel like when you first meet that person, for me personally, when I first met this person, he was like, it was like he sent me on like a whirlwind. Like, I've never met somebody like him before. That's how I felt when we first met. And me, like, I always hold on to the good.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably my problem. And I hold on to the good things. I kind of always dismiss the bad things. Right. Especially once I, like, adopted a love for this person. Like, okay, you know, I let that slide. I'm the queen of first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances. I am the queen for that. And I guess, like, that's what gets me messed up. That's what gets me messed up. But it's like, you know, when you meet someone and off rip, you think they're your forever, like your person. Because I feel like you know when you feel like that's your person. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you can be blindsided, like, you know, because that's not really who they are. Because that's why it sucks when you fall in love off first sight, or like if that ever was to happen, because you have to really learn the person to really know who they are, like to really know if you love them or not. But lust is a crazy thing, and feelings and emotion in your heart it's a crazy thing. And when you start thinking with your heart instead of your mind, and you start doing that, that's when you kind of get lost in the sauce. But you know, he's a great person, but
not the great person for you anymore.
Not for me. But I mean, like, I wouldn't even say.
I'm smiling ear to ear because everything she's saying right now, it's like, I don't remember it. And I'm like, but you're not saying what. So I'm mama 3, been through that. And I can tell you right now, I didn't think as highly of myself at the time that I was going through those things. Yeah. That's why I let myself be the queen of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances. I think once you realize your power, then you're like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
you're chucking up the deuces, like, bye.
But the pain, if you could translate to your music, like you said, it goes in. I mean, golly, that's something. I always tell him my favorite artists are always the ones where I listen to their songs and I listen to their music and I could feel their pain. Like you could actually feel the pain, and not even if I went through it or not, I could just feel your heart and soul is in it, you know. So,
and that's really what it was like during my whole recording process, like recording these songs, and specifically, like, I was really going through it. Like that was a real thing. Like, each and every record on there, like that was really real. What I was going through, like, and you know, I just remember being in sessions and just like, man, like, I have to work, like I have to get this done, and I'll be going back and forth with them, like, you know. And it's like, looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have made these records if I didn't go through it. So it's not like I despise it. I kind of embrace it, because it's like, you know, you gave me something to talk about. You know, not everything is a fairy tale. Right. Not everything is a love story. It's not always like Cinderella. Like, people actually go through this stuff, and, you know, and it's just like, it's really humbling to make music and songs that girls, even men, are relating to.
Well, it's kind of dope too that personal life experience, you spun into a positive. You spun it into an EP, into records that are going to be played on the radio, all because of this experience of yours. You know, we do a thing called Tati's 2 cents, where she always says, I'm not the same person I was 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's like, you aren't either. You've changed as a person, and through that change, you've turned it into music, which is going to turn into a paycheck, which is going to turn into this life that this dude's going to look up someday and be like, damn it, I effed that one up.
Yeah, you think he'll come back and ask for some money now that you've admitted that he was part of the creative process? success?
You know, no, I wouldn't say that.
Change that phone number.
Yeah, right, my number changed. Nah, it's always love at the end of the day. Like, I still wish him the best.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even like I have hard feelings, because I don't. It's like, it's always love at the end of the day. It really is. It's love. It's love on my end, even if it's not on his end.
Yeah.
But the single, Ready to Love, I feel like it's the perfect here you go for him.
I love it.
It's the perfect here you go, because, you know, not like I'm throwing a little shade, but you know, it's just like, basically I'm talking about like when you're ready to love, like I know it's going to be me. When you stop playing games, like here I am, and you know, like you can miss it if you want, but play around, you're gonna end up dumb. I know I'm running through your mind, but you're gonna be the one who's catching up. I mean, you know, it's just it's that simple. But I called it Ready to Love because I didn't want it to be like a sad story, because I'm not sad. I'm not sad right now. I just went through some things, but that doesn't mean my spirit is broken. Right. You know, I'm still who I am. My skin's a little thicker, you know.
You got a feature on this track?
Yellow Beezy.
Yellow Beezy on the track.
Yellow
and that's just getting a buzz going for him too. So I mean, you got two artists that are buzzing right now.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yellow Beezy he's a character too.
I like it. Well, we're excited for your success and your growth.
Yeah.
Thank
your EP,
you.
Ready to Love out there. You know, your music it's gonna start resonating. When you see Tati's eyes perk up like that, you know, there's a feeling that's meant through it.
This is exciting when you see an artist in their very beginning, not very beginning, because I don't want to take away the work that you've been doing to get to this point. You know, but I want to say when we get you in like this, and you're starting off this, because it's gonna go fast. Yeah, it excites us, because it's like, yo, she was in here. Remember when she first came in? And then, you know, hopefully you don't forget us. But it's
that's what I
harder
always
to get
say.
artists.
That's
when
what
they
I always
blow
say
up.
at the Bonfire. Just don't forget us little people when you make it so big.
There's a point there's a level you get to where you blow and you're like, I'm not doing any more radio interviews. I'm not, you know. But we're grateful to like meet you, and
thank you. No, I'm grateful to be here. And I always I keep saying, like, I'm gonna show love, especially to the people who show me love first. Because, you know, I know it's hard as a new artist. It's hard because, you know, you guys see billions of artists. So it's dope. And
you know, Tati's got 3 kids and a husband at home right now. She stuck around to meet you.
I threw my makeup on real quick. He said, listen, she's coming in early. I said, an artist coming in early? Let me put my eyebrows on. Let's do this. But
so you got the respect of Tati. She's
I was like, I got to go home and pick up the niece.
I love it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, the Bonfire.
The Bonfire.
We got the whole story on how that came about.
We got to get it right now, or else she'll go her whole career being Rihanna instead of Rihanna.
Or we found out that Ariana Grande is actually Ariana Grande.
Oh, wow.
It just came out that those. So
Chrissy Teigen is Teigen.
Teigen, yeah. The Bonfire is the Bonfire.
The Bonfire.
And I spell with a Y.
With a Y.
Fyre.
There you go.
For those at home. Thank you so much for swinging through. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.